Welcome back to another YouTube video. It's your girl Krissy Cela here, and in today's YouTube video I'm going to take you through one of the juiciest, most absolute fire glute and hamstring workout from my strong program on the Evolve U. I still firmly believe this is probably one of the best gym programs out there because I'm just really biased and I love this program. It is going to be intense, it is more aimed at advanced level, but either way, do as much as you can. I'll put the entire workout in the description below. Make sure that you leave a thumbs up if you enjoy this workout and also come back to it. Give it a go. I'm going to give you loads of tips and tricks like I always do. So without further ado, let's get into this workout. Now you're all warmed up, it's time for the first exercise. We're going to do the absolute queen of glutes. It is the hip thrust, but you could do different variations of the hip thrust as you guys know or may not know. We're going to go through it, so don't worry about it too much. Some ground rules when it comes to hip thrust. This bench is actually a little bit too high for me. So if it's too high and you don't have boxes, what I'm going to get you to do is actually grab another weight. Here I have a big plate. I'm going to bring it down here. That's going to act as my seat. So instantly, this makes the bench the perfect position for me. How do you know if the bench is the right height for you? Well, it should sit right below your sports bra, comfortably right here. And if you're not wearing a sports bra, by your shoulder blades right here. So by adding some elevation, it helps you sit comfortably. Once you have the barbell rolled onto you with some protection so you don't bruise your hip bones, you want to ensure your feet are externally rotated outwards. I don't want them completely facing forward. The reason being is because that's not really your natural stance. You always have a little tilt in your feet, so rotating outwards will also help you hit your gluteus medius a little bit more. Bringing the weight up, just like so. You're going to ensure your chin is nice and tucked into your chest. You're looking forward. You're not looking at yourself in the mirror or up. I don't want to see this. That's going to really defect your spine and really hurt your neck as well. So keep it nice and protected by tucking your chin into your chest, keeping that core nice and tight. You're going to bring the barbell up, looking forward and down at all times. Bringing the barbell down, scooping that tailbone in at all times. What I don't want to see is you rocking. Every single rep should have intention, and the intention is that you're scooping that tailbone in like an ice cream scooper. Let's go. The next movement is a big compound movement. If you don't know what a compound lift is, it is where you use multiple muscles and multiple joints. This is where you can progressively overload the most. Progressive overload is where you intensify your workouts using weights, reps, time under tension, volume, whatever you want to do. There's different variations to it. But I'd like you to always remember that compound moves are best executed at the beginning of your workout rather than completely at the end, because you have a maximum energy production at the beginning of your workouts. Is where you have the most energy, it's where you feel the best. So it's best to do the bigger movements at the start and then slowly do more isolation movements at the end, or supersets, depending on what it is. So we are doing a sumo deadlift. A sumo deadlift requires you to have a wide stance with your feet externally rotated out. So essentially what you want to imagine is the quad pop. So when your feet are out, your quads pop out. That's really going to hit that glute. I love this exercise. I know loads of people think RDLs are better, like they just do different things, but it's good to try different things, different variations, and see what works best for you. You can do a double neutral grip, or you can do one reverse and one neutral, and then change each and every single set, so you make sure that the balance on your back stays the same, because if you're always gripping this way and not alternating, you could also imbalance your shoulders. So just so you know, and your back. I like to have one inverted and one neutral. My feet nice and wide apart, not too wide where you feel like you're overly stretching your quads and your hamstrings. Nice and comfortable, core nice and engaged. How you do that is by breathing out, keeping it nice and tight. So if I was to go and punch you, you'd go and keep it nice and controlled. Bring in one hand over, one hand under, going down into a deep squat, bringing that chest up, retracting my shoulder blades back. You don't want to lift the weight like this, you want to pull everything back. With that being said, you're going to lift the weight, oof, and that is your starting position. You want to bring everything down, and the way you do so as well is you want to push and hinge back. Remember, this is not a squat, you're not going down and up, you are hinging back. So that means your body will come forward. With a squat, your upper body remains as upright as possible. With a deadlift, you hinge at the hips and you're bringing your upper body forward. So let's apply all those rules together. The way I'm out of breath, I just can't cope. I came back from my holiday vacation. The first week back has been so hard, and now I'm like starting to get into the swing of it again, but just all part of the journey. So if you're going through a bit of a hiccup or you've had a little bit of a break, please don't feel like you've got to start all the way from ground zero. Just pick up where you left off and try your best, because it's all part of the journey, it's all part of the process, and I don't want you feeling like you can't take breaks. Just enjoy yourself and just enjoy what your body can do. And part of the things your body can do is resting. It's really needed. So if you just want to Netflix and chill, do it. Like, obviously don't do it every day and use that as an excuse for the rest of your life. I'm just saying. Moving on to the next exercise on the strong workout, we're doing a dumbbell stiff leg deadlift. Now you can do it as one dumbbell rolling down, or you can do it as a B stance, whatever you choose. I'm actually going to change this and do a B stance instead, because I actually feel it a little bit more. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab two dumbbells either side of your leg. Your working leg is going to come forward, and your not working leg is going to propel back and is going to have a bend. This means you're going to completely isolate it. I'm going to use this leg as my working leg and this one as my stabilization non-working leg. This has a bend, this does not. With a B stance, you're going to roll the dumbbell down, bring it back up. Now, another tip is, if you want to feel that exercise even more, is I would actually elevate the back foot. And this helps even more stabilize it, or even plant it against something that has more stability. So you're really just focusing on that extension. The reason being is because you then don't have to focus on balancing yourself out, which uses a lot of core stability. So if you just really want to focus on your hamstring and your glutes, again, putting that non-working leg back onto a surface that is not movable, bringing that leg forward, really focusing just on that hinging movement, and then you don't require to focus on balancing too much. So it depends how you do it, but there's always different variations. Okay, we're doing a leg press, wide stance leg press. This is going to hit your glute. It's not a sexy exercise. So when I mean sexy, I mean, let me make something really clear and straight with you. In this day and age, because there is so many creators, because there is so many videos, and that's amazing, you still gotta stand out. I'm gonna have a really open conversation with you. In order to stand out, you gotta sometimes do things that are clickbait. So long as the information you're providing is really freaking top notch and it's genuinely helping people and it's making people's lives better, let it be clickbait. You need to get noticed. You know what I'm trying to say? Certain exercises are sexy. They look good, they look cute. Certain exercises don't look so sexy, like a wide leg press, but it is so good for you. Here's what we're gonna do. So the next exercise is gonna be a superset. And I'm not sure if you've noticed, I've progressively overloaded with my weights and my hip thrust, and now we're progressive overloading using volume training. So we're gonna do about 8 reps, between 6 to 8 reps on a leg press, nice and wide, up top, really gonna hit that glute. And then we're gonna superset it with a kettlebell swing. Originally on the app, I had another hinge movement. Didn't really wanna do that specific hinge movement. Instead, I wanna do something ballistic and explosive. And we're gonna do a kettlebell swing instead, because I love kettlebell swings and you need to start doing them. Okay, so we're gonna lift the weight. Damn, she's a bit heavier than I thought, you know. The good thing is about the Evolve You app is if you don't want to do an exercise, for example, so our last exercise is a barbell walking lunge, and for the life of me, we're not doing that because it's too intense and I can't. So you come here and you have like this button, which is a switch. And then what you do is you type in here what you want to do. I want to do a medius focus glute kickback. So you go on it and then you've reverted it. So when you go back, it's changed. How good is that? So you don't have to feel bad about like skipping an exercise. Not that you should. If you feel depleted, you need to go home. I think this is really good because then you can alter it to what you want it to be. So with that being said, the last exercise is a glute medius kickback. We'll go over to the cables and we'll finish off with 20 reps on each leg, about 2 to 3 sets. Right. Last exercise, glute focus kickback. Bring the non-working leg, that means the one that's not attached to the cable, across to the working leg. You're gonna lean over and you're gonna kick out. Instead of kicking straight, you are going to kick out at nearly like a 45-degree angle. So leaning over so you don't get that back to involved. If you're too upright, you might get your lower back to involved, so you don't want that. Leaning over can just help isolate more the glute area rather than your lower back. Let's go. Okay guys, so there you have it, an absolutely fire gym glute and hamstring workout that I know you're absolutely gonna love. Remember, you can adjust this workout to what you're able to do and the time frame that you have. All of my programs are in the description below, so you can download them, give them a go and see what you think. If you enjoyed this workout or you wanna give it a go, leave a thumbs up because it goes a long way. I love you always and forever, and I'll catch you next time.